we see too little investment in our small businesses. We do see investment in our small businesses. It's important to acknowledge that, but I know the state can do a much better job. You know, our small business owners are burdened with overhead, the cost of health care, the technical aspect of running a business. And so if the state can come in and provide some relief for them as existing business owners, that's going to go a long way. We also have to make sure that our business owners understand the resources that are available to them, both in loans and in grants, whether they be private or they be public. I come from the realm of small business development, and we've got some incredible small business owners throughout this state. And the ones that I really want to make sure that we're doing the best job for, the ones that often get left behind, and those are the ones that have 1 to 19 employees. There's over 50,000 of those throughout the state. These are the ones that are in our small towns. These are ones that are in our urban communities, just the small startups that figure out a way to make it. Needless to say, because we know small business owners provide jobs for more than 50% of the workforce in the state, we have to make sure we're showing up for them. I worked with these small business owners at the start of the pandemic. Many of them weren't getting access initially to PPP or our state funds, and we had to raise private funds to get them the resources that they needed, not only money, but the education. And we were able to help more than 100 business owners throughout the state, but it took nearly 14 organizations coming together to get that done. And so I know it's possible. We just need that direction, that vision for what small businesses can be in this state.
All right. So you run a small business, so you know the bottom line. So this is a kind of inside politics, and it's a tough question, but it's something that Democrats have brought up. They look at your fundraising numbers and go, all right, that first one showed $8,500 in the bank. Can you mount a serious campaign? People hate talking about the money stuff, and that's the part everybody hates about politics, but you got to pay the bills, right?
Yeah.
So what do you tell Iowans about your ability to raise money to mount that kind of successful campaign?
You know, it was incredibly challenging for a lot of folks to raise money last year. We had federal races that were happening. We also had a great deal of school board and city council races that were happening, record numbers of people running throughout this state, and it was incredible, record fundraising there. And so we were proud, though, that we were able to get more than 7,000 contributions between August and December, a record. Needless to say, our average contribution was $38, but we put the resources into investing in this campaign so that we could actually reap the benefits of it. So coming into January, it was our best month. 2 weeks into February, we had already beat January related to fundraising. But I also want to underscore the importance of the people side of things. You know, the money's the political side, but the people side of things. Folks are rallying throughout this entire state to be a part of something, and we're creating that space for them to be a part of. And so we've got the fundraising component under control, and we're doing an excellent job at that. And as a result, more people are coming into the fold.
So the governor's got like $5 million. Can you compete at that level, or are you saying that you can compete without that?
You know, I have my game plan. I have my dollar amount that I know is going to get us the votes that we need. And if you want to join our campaign tomorrow, you can find out all of those details. But needless to say, we have a game plan. We understand what our opposition has, the value that they have and the assets that they have, but we also understand what we're capable of. And I'm convinced there's no amount of money that can stand against the Iowa Democrat, because we're determined to bring people into the fold and to reestablish civility and unity across the board in the state.
What's it like to even have to talk about that, right? Like, because that is part of politics, right? And you know, when it comes to fundraising, a lot of times it's you got to raise money, right? Because other people want to go, oh, let's see what the candidate can do first. So are those the toughest conversations, or what's the hardest part of this?
I think honestly that is the easiest part of the conversation that people flock to, the money part of it, because that is the thing that you can quantify easiest. You can't quantify people's energy. You can't quantify people's tenacity. But we have seen time and time again how Iowans have been able to overcome challenges. And sometimes that doesn't have anything to do with money. And so do I like talking about it? I'd rather talk about other things. I'd rather talk about how we can invest taxpayer dollars versus talking about campaign resources, but it's a part of it. It's a part of it for now, and until we can resolve some of the challenges with money in politics, we've got to deal with it. But again, I believe in Iowa people, and if there is any indication of what money can and cannot do, we've got to look at this latest Iowa poll.
What does that poll tell you? Down 8 with independents. What does that tell you?
You know, that tells me less about me and more about what this state is capable of, and more about what money can and cannot do. You know, you talked about our fundraising resources, and we've been grassroots. We've been hustling. Our team is small and it's mighty, and you see the fruits of our labor in there, but you also see what's possible. We're down 8 points. In an election against an incumbent who has been in public service for nearly 30 years. And the type of service that I've been doing has been on the outskirts of politics. And I believe in what I'm capable of, but that poll tells me what Iowa is capable of. And I already knew it, right? Because we got to remember, and I say this all the time, Iowa is a state that has always moved towards the side of people. Whether it was desegregation of schools before the rest of the country got wind of it, whether it was marriage equality, or whether it was Iowa sending a signal in 2007 of who should be the next president of the United States. We've always been leaders. And so we will always rise to the occasion when necessary, and that poll is justification there.
So she's going to be back in a bit with the Insider's Quick Sticks, including what about her running mate? But first, Tom Vilsack on a better economic plan.